So I want to talk about something that is truly insane. And it's something that we all know about. And it's like old news already. And everyone has sort of just moved on, which is part of what makes it so insane. And that is what Elon Musk said about Donald Trump just last week. I know that the way the news changes from hour to hour now, that this is like ancient history by now. But can we please refocus on this for a minute? Can we just understand and put into proper context what the hell happened? What this man said about the president of the United States? Now let's keep in mind who Elon Musk is. The world's richest man. The guy who bought essentially the presidency for Donald Trump. A guy who many people think rigged the election for Donald Trump. Now, he was also the guy who essentially, as a private citizen, was given more access to the entire federal government than anyone in history. He was given access, and why I say he's a private citizen is because while Donald Trump said he was the head of Doge, which was not entirely a made-up agency, rather, they took an existing agency and simply renamed it. I'm going to keep bringing that up every time we talk about Doge. I read you the executive order creating Doge. This was not, contrary to popular opinion, a department that was illegally created by Trump out of thin air. It was an existing department. I forget what it was called, but it had to do with the computer systems in the federal government. And they simply renamed that. It was cyber something. I don't forget what it was called. But they simply renamed that to the Department of Government Efficiency. And they chose that department to rename and hand over to Elon Musk for a very specific reason, because it gave him access to all of the government's computer systems and software systems and data in every single department, which Elon Musk used to go in there to destroy departments, close things down, fire people, and Lord knows what else he did to benefit himself. He had unprecedented access. And again, back to the private citizen thing, because Donald Trump told everyone that Elon Musk was the head of Doge. Meanwhile, his Department of Justice was going into court telling federal judges, oh, Elon Musk is not head of Doge. It's this other woman over here. Elon Musk doesn't have anything to do with it. As a way to keep Elon Musk from having to testify and give depositions. You notice that Elon Musk has never testified on Capitol Hill about his role in Doge? No. He gets to go in there. He buys a presidency. He buys access to the government. He completely destroys departments, fire people, goes into databases and computer systems and all this. No accountability whatsoever. So this man, getting back to my point here, this man who bought the presidency had unprecedented access to the entire federal government, who could find out pretty much anything that the federal government knows because he had access to all the databases, came out last week and said that Donald Trump, the president of the United States, essentially is a pedophile and is in the Epstein files. And that is the reason the Epstein files haven't been released, because Donald Trump is all over the Epstein files. That's amazing that happened. And we've all just kind of moved on. Oh, well, it was like a couple days story. Then Donald Trump takes over the National Guard, stirs everything up in California to change the subject, and everyone just dutifully moves on to that. Now, can we just freeze frame this for a second? What does this mean? That Donald Trump, president of the United States, may be a pedophile who, I don't know, did things with underage girls with Jeffrey Epstein, and that Elon Musk knows about it? Now, either that's true, either Elon Musk is telling the truth, and that is what Donald Trump is and took part in, then that man needs to be impeached, removed from office, and prosecuted, right? I mean, isn't that kind of a big deal if that's true? Shouldn't that be sort of like stop the presses? We need to get to the bottom of this. And if that's true, it also means that the Attorney General of the United States is covering it up, that the FBI director is covering it up, that Dan Bongino, the deputy director of the FBI, is covering it up, and you know, who knows how many other people are covering it up. A massive cover up to protect a pedophile who is president of the United States. That's what we're talking about if what Elon Musk said is correct. Now, what if he's lying? Is that not also a huge story? Again, this is a man who bought the presidency. This is a man who has had unprecedented access to the entire federal government with no oversight. He's responsible to no one. He has done whatever the hell he wants to enrich himself. He is like the biggest contractor with the federal government. He makes billions and billions and billions from contracts with the federal government. If he is lying about the president of the United States, whom he helped get elected, and who gave him unprecedented access, if he is lying about the president being a pedophile and being in the Epstein files, isn't that also pretty freaking important? Shouldn't we get to the bottom of that? And maybe if an unhinged lunatic like that who would lie right after leaving the administration, after buying this presidency for Donald Trump, would lie publicly, say those kinds of things, should we not maybe think about canceling his government contracts? Should we maybe not get to the bottom of what the hell he did inside the federal government? I'm just saying. I know this is insane, everything that's going on in this country, but this is a pretty big deal. Now, personally, I think Elon Musk was probably telling the truth. I mean, there's lots of reasons to believe it. Why aren't they releasing the Epstein files? And there's an interview out there with some Fox News toadies asking Trump, I don't know if this was before the election, after the election, but they were asking him about all these files that he would release. Would you release all the JFK files? Would you release all the, I forget, UFO files? I don't know, whatever. They asked him a bunch of these. I was like, oh yeah, definitely. Just without hesitation. Yes, I'll release them all. Then they asked, would you release all the Epstein files? Long pause. Yeah, I would release those. But, well, maybe because, we don't want to hurt people who might be in those files because, there's a lot of lies and things in those files. It's obvious, without any doubt, that Donald Trump does not want the Epstein files released. Why? Well, I think we all know why. And let's for a minute think about, if that's true, think about what it could say about him if he's in those Epstein files. What would he do to prevent people from finding out about what's in those files? What would he be willing to do to change the subject that we were on just last week when Elon Musk made these accusations about Trump being in the Epstein files? I don't know. Would he maybe, and I'm just spitballing it here, would he maybe take over the California National Guard, federalize them, send them into Los Angeles against the American people? Would he maybe send Marines to Los Angeles to use the American military against American citizens on the streets of Los Angeles to inflame that situation and make it worse? I don't know. Maybe. But Would the American people be stupid enough to fall for that obvious attempt to change the subject? Definitely not. The American people aren't that stupid, are they?